support, from hand wipes to vitamins that are third-party tested to confirm they meet our high standards.
Take that, germs!
Plus, get a $5 off $20 shopping pass when you get a free flu shot. Visit CVS today. No-cost flu shots with most insurance. Restrictions apply. Visit cvs.com and cvs.com/tested for details.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL.
It is the Sports Den. Thursday night, so our weekend. That's technically our Friday night because tomorrow would be our Saturday. Saturday would be our Sunday, and then Sunday would be our Monday since we're back in here on Sunday. Is that how this works?
Sure.
Just go with that.
Yeah, you just I wasn't following. Don't yell at me.
You know what? Just leave, man.
Like
just leave.
I just wasn't. I'm trying to get our social media stuff up and running and get it all shared and stuff. So I apologize if I'm a little off in the beginning of the show.
So did we decide like Thursday is Petty Thursday?
It doesn't sound right. Let me get my creative juices flowing and figure out how I want to work this.
Your creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
Those are flowing again now that you're writing. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. I can't tell people exactly how to get rid of writer's block or how I got rid of it.
Okay.
Like on air, especially at 8:00 when kids are still listening. But boy, there's some good stuff that can help you, man. Out here in this world.
Desserts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Homemade adult chicken wings. How about that? That stuff can help you, man. But yeah, it's but yeah, we gotta. I think we should, especially with us getting a couple. Like the cool thing is we're getting interest in sponsors, right?
Yes,
we can at least say that we got one. Quick Draw. The
Quick Draw Rapid Testing is the studio we're coming to you from. The Quick Draw Rapid Testing studio,
and we always
they just test for COVID though. They don't go in there after you go.
They haven't gotten that yet. They ain't got to that point where they can give you quick testing results for everything, for gifts that keep on giving.
Right. Don't go in there talk. Never mind.
TheHumidor.com is still being good to us. We love them. Type in Sports Den at checkout, and they'll show you hella love like Ruth Chris shows Jalen.
You think Ruth Chris give them 20% off?
Happy hour. Their happy hour is legit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
By the way, that Quick Draw Rapid Testing, I need to go by there tomorrow. Not because I think I got the COVID, but I need some of that. What is it? 8 hours, right?
The 8 hours
sanitizer. Hand sanitizer the last 8 hours. I need that because I'm using way too much hand sanitizer right now. My skin feels.
Yeah, it's dope. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a watch party on Saturday.
Are you?
Yeah, we're gonna do the Georgia Tech game at 3:30.
Enjoy yourself.
And then we're going to do the Miami Louisville game. That'll
be fun. Like the Miami Louisville game, I may swing by for.
And so if anybody's interested in that,
I don't want to
get us in the DMs. It's gonna cost because there's stuff that'll be there, but it'll be fun. We're not gonna be packed out, so it's gonna be very comfortable. We're gonna have enough space to be able to roam and do things, and it's gonna be. They sprayed it. They used they did the COVID stuff. They were showing me all the spraying and things like that, so it was cool. So it ain't got the COVID. The COVID is not in that room.
It's not.
And if don't come with a temperature, and if you're really curious, we can test you.
Yeah, right there, $40. We won't test you.
Yeah, somebody who knows what they're doing.
Somebody else will test you. We were wrong about Shaun Wade.
Well, no, we were right. Shaun just decided. Shaun said, "Wait a minute, I can't pass up on a chance to get a national championship."
Right. So Shaun Wade announced today. Shaun Wade's a big deal now. I guess he couldn't have come on here and announced. He had to do it on this little show called Sports Center. Yeah. Announced today that he will be coming back to Ohio State and playing this season after he declared for the NFL draft. When was that? That was just like 3 days ago, wasn't it?
Right. No, that was probably a little bit more than that.
It says he declared for the NFL draft on September 14th. What's today?
Oh, wow. What was that? Wow, okay.
Yeah. And then I guess the next day the Big Ten decided they're going to play, or 2 days later. And so Shaun Wade said, you know what? Let's do this again. So Ohio State, that's a huge get for Ohio State. Now, give credit to Ohio State on this. Like, at a time when everybody else is having people enter the portal and opt out, they're having people change their mind and come back. And I think that's probably a sign of a pretty dang good culture that Ryan Day is building. And like you said, a chance at a natty. That always helps.
Right.
But the reality is, I mean, Shaun Wade, everybody would have understood if he didn't play. And he's decided, okay, I want to play anyway. Now, I don't know. There's a thing on ESPN.com that somebody he hired an agent when he opted out.
You can hire an agent. You just can't take money from him, I thought.
The NCAA is going to have to make a decision on this because I'm reading this. If they hired an agent, you're technically ineligible. If the NCAA finds that he is ineligible because of the relationship with his agent, Wade can try to go through the student-athlete reinstatement process to regain eligibility and play. So I don't know. You may be right. That may be the trigger.
That's how the punter from Arizona State that did all the reps of the bench press, that's how he came back.
Because he didn't take any money?
He didn't take – like, the biggest thing is, like, most of the time they assume when you sign with an agent, they're going to take care of all your accommodations, like, immediately. So, like, if you didn't sign with an agent, then you're more than likely going to be okay.
Okay. Well, no, if you signed but you didn't take money.
If you didn't take money, that's what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
My bad.
gotcha.
Like, and it's quick enough for him to be like, hey, I've been signed for 3 days. It was a weekend. Like,
Check
really
ain't even
did nothing.
clear.
Yeah, check it. I ain't even take no money.
The big news around here is this Sunday, Jacksonville, Tennessee. We're obviously going to get into a lot of that. I do want to start off, and I really am not trolling, but I am curious. There's been a couple of people in Tallahassee enter the transfer portal this week. Something that Florida State fans should be concerned about, or?
Well, let's talk about it. One of them is a kid two of them technically are local kids. One being DJ Matthews,
receiver
from Trinity Christian, and I like DJ. DJ just has had a rough go. Jimbo was the guy, and Jimbo made some promises, and what he thought it was going to be, and what it ended up being, 3 coaches during his time there. That's got to be rough. And on top of that, and I can say that because he put it out there, he did catch COVID, and he was transparent about it, and he lost weight. He was already a small guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he opted out. That was on Coach Norvell has made the DJ thing more drama than what it is. And I say that is because I knew about the opt-out before the book bag giveaway. That was a month ago.
Mm.
And Norvell, and during that same time, Norvell's talking about DJ's competing for the punt return job when DJ has clearly told him he's not coming back this season. And once that happened, you got to understand that he's mature enough to understand that I got to weigh my options probably now. If I don't come back, they're moving forward as a team with a lot of wide receivers.
Did he graduate?
He graduates in December.
Okay.
So he'll be a grad transfer with another year because of
the freebie.
The freebie.
So I have 2 years?
I think he's got 1. Yeah, I think he only have 1.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so I regardless, I know he'll have at least 1 year. Isaiah Bolden, though, is one that comes as a surprise.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about him because there was another one today.
Yeah, that's Chapman.
Yeah.
Now he's not.
I forgot about Bolden. Yeah.
And this is no disrespect because I think all kids should be like signing. We talk about this. The best cake in the world that you'll ever eat is signing day cake. And I'm happy for all of them, but sometimes you outkick coverage a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He probably should have never.
Gotcha.
That could have been a USF strong signing. Probably wasn't a Florida State signing. It's not no disrespect to the kid. It's just he should have never done it. Isaiah Bolden, however, was good, but he had some injuries, some setbacks. He went to Barksville Trail for a spell before he moved down to Tampa. He bought in, like, because that's what makes it strange when you take the out of the mix. DJ is DJ. Like, take that one away.
Mm-hmm.
Remove that was extenuating circumstance. But all we've heard, buy in. These guys are working hard. Everybody's here that wants to be here. And the timing of losing your first game, and a guy like Isaiah Bolden, who really does look like he bought in, so much so that he left the DB room to transition to wide receiver, and then this game happens, and then guys leave. Even if there isn't any chaos,
mm-hmm.
it gives people a reason to believe that there might be a little bit more going on. But I like to tell people transfer every day. We didn't have transfer portals when I was coming in. It just really happened in January or after the season. So like,
And we didn't have social media.
yeah, we also didn't have, yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is that those guys weren't playing this season, no matter what, whether it been through COVID opt-outs or depth chart issues.
Well, it's interesting because I'm not sure it's a bad thing anyway for some schools to have that if they want to continue the recruiting process. I was talking to a college coach this week, and it's not an SEC ACC deal. In fact, it's an HBCU who told me they're only signing 5 this year in 21.
They're going to focus on transfers.
They're going to focus on keeping all their guys that are there.
Oh, nice.
Because they all get the free year. And so they said, look, I mean, 21 class is going to be hosed. And the reason they called is one of those 5 is going to be a quarterback, and they want one of the kids we have. But literally 5. That's it. Think about that. I mean, normally an HBCU would sign 18 to 20.
Well, what I think is going to really happen is that this will be the year that the NCAA has to figure out what they want to do with the transfer portal.
You talking about the free year or not?
And what they want to do moving forward, because it affects this upcoming class.
Now you're talking about the free transfer, the one free transfer?
Yeah, one free transfer to like let schools open up room, let guys have, the increase of scholarship limits, stuff like that, like real legislation. Like, how long will that increase of scholarship limits last? Because it's not it's not an easy fix with 1 year. Because they've already recruited a full class for 20. So that class technically is 21 now.
Right.
And most of these guys have a full class for 21.
And you've
got seniors.
And they've gone dead all the way through January.
Yeah,
now,
so like January. You can't even like really evaluate. But you got to let guys have that ability to just play right away, because guys are going to need places to go.
Right.
And they're going to want to go to other places. But this could be good for the long-term or short-term health of college football, because it would create parity, like especially in the mid-majors. Like these guys, that's probably where a majority of these guys were going to go.
Yeah.
I was explaining to somebody.
HBCUs could rack up.
They should too.
Yep.
I was explaining to somebody about why, like they were like, why Mike didn't have all these problems at Memphis. And I bring Mike up because that's the school I follow more closely than everybody. I follow everybody, but follow them more closely. Florida State is the school that when you bought the NCAA video game, you play with that. Florida is the school you bought. Like, those are the ones you win championship. Those are the ones you grow up being fans of. You don't grow up, like you might grow up being a fan of Memphis because your dad went there or you live in the city.
Right.
But like nationally, nobody wakes up and says, Memphis is my dream school, my dream offer. So those guys that went to Memphis, it was Memphis and like ULL, schools like that.
And when they got there, they won.
Right. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like now Florida State, now it might be like that now with Florida State where they're at. But before, if you got the Florida State offer, you got Florida, Miami, Alabama, Georgia, schools like that. So if you want to leave Memphis, where are you going to go better?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to leave Florida State, you can go to Memphis.
Right.
9 times out of 10. So that's my.
Well, the other thing too, like just to circle back around to no troll here, I don't care what school you are. If you have 3 coaches in 4 years, you're going to have transfers.
Facts.
I don't care if you're Alabama, Penn State, Ohio State, Florida, whatever. That's going to happen. I mean, and it's not a bad thing because some of these guys were 2 coaches ago.
Right. And you got fit and scheme. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's really what a lot of the Jimbo guys, I would have probably, like, I'm not mad. I can't think of his name. He's now probably going to be a top line. Landon Dickerson. Leaves Florida State to go to Alabama.
Yeah.
Plays, all of a sudden gets big and healthy and plays. That lets me know they're definitely steroiding those guys up something. But it makes sense for him to go to Alabama.
Right.
It didn't make sense for him to stay with Tag in general because Tag's offense isn't suited for what kind of lineman he is. He's a pro-style lineman. And that's what he needs to get into. Like, he would have had – that's probably why he was injured.
Let me ask you something on the transfer portal because I thought of this today. Does it matter what the NCAA does? Because we're seeing this now with 2 different SEC guys, possibly 3. Cade Mays, the guy from Georgia that went to Tennessee. The NCAA has cleared him.
But Georgia hasn't.
It's the SEC that hasn't.
That's
Joey
really,
Gatewood, the NCAA has cleared
that's
him.
where they got, like, the conferences can't, you can't have it both ways. It can't be, you want it to be one way.
Right.
It can't be one way. Like, you have got to,
Gotta be
conferences,
universal.
it's got to be universal. Now, if you want, or put a freaking rule out, make the rule plain and clear. No interconference transferring. That's fine. Don't let the kid, you shouldn't, if I go to Florida State and I don't have to have 2 forms of like clearance, that should be the rule.
I don't like that, because the whole purpose of the rule is to give the kids some leadway here.
Right. That's what
And
I'm
if
saying.
now all of a sudden you're limiting where they can go,
No, I'm saying, but you're not. You can, or
I think they
fine.
should get one free one, period.
I just don't like. And this is me being an old curmudgeon, right?
Mhm.
I don't like the transfer into a rival. I don't like it.
No, I got you.
Like, so, or conference, and that's what breeds the conference stuff. So, but I am pro player at the end of the day, so I believe that they should be able to do what's in their best interest, because the school is going to always do what's in their best interest.
Yeah, because I think Georgia has another one that's like at Ole Miss or Mississippi State. That the same situation. It's like, I think the NCAA has said okay, but now they're still waiting on the SEC. Well, I mean, damn, SEC, your opening weekend's next weekend. How hard is this? Yes? No? Say something. It's really not that difficult. We're talking about a handful of guys. We're not talking about a whole rap sheet that you have to go through as a committee. It's a couple of guys. You've had plenty of time. Joey transferred last January officially. Like, that seems like an eternity ago. Think of everything that's happened since January, and the SEC hasn't been able to rule on whether or not one kid is eligible or not.
Mhm.
It just sounds crazy to me. It doesn't sound fair in any way, shape, or form. We'll get off the college talk. Let's get to some NFL talk. Game about to happen now between Cincinnati and Cleveland. But, of course, where our focus is going to be is in Nashville with the Jags and the Titans. We'll preview that game coming up next.
During football season, you'll find first-class tailgate parties all over the First Coast. Get yourself entered in the ultimate tailgate. Win a family barbecue feast from Sonny's Barbecue. Want a bite? Enter now at 1010xl.com.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, se-ortho.com. Stop limping around. Stop complaining about that shoulder or your ankle or something like that. Get it fixed. Like, you don't have to feel older than what you really are. That's what I did. I went to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. I was having knee issues. Just figured I was going to have surgery. I did not. Physical therapy there at Southeast, and I was on my way. You can do the same. se-ortho.com. That's Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Baloo here for Wren Beach Rentals, a local vacation rental company. They specialize in high-quality oceanfront vacation homes for rent. Looking for a last-minute romantic getaway or planning a family vacation? What about the holidays? The Nights of Lights in St. Augustine is right around the corner. They have 40 beach houses in South Ponte Vedra and Volano Beach, perfect for small or large groups. Go to renbeachrentals.com. That's W-R-E-N beachrentals.com. Tell them Baloo sent you and get a 5% discount.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is back to normal business hours. In conjunction with Baptist Health, JOI and JOI Rehab are following the best practices to provide you and their employees with a safe environment, including patients and staff wearing masks and the ability to utilize their new virtual waiting room. JOI is still offering telehealth services if you prefer to do so. If you have questions before coming in for an appointment, please call JOI 2000. JOI, where the pros go.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Nutrition is often overlooked and underestimated. Your body will only put out what you put into it. For this reason, nutrition is one of the most important aspects of any training program. Whether you're training during the season or in the off-season, or just looking to get healthy, your body needs the right fuel. Consider meeting with your doctor about the right nutrition plan to meet your goals. Go Jazz!
rediscovered the comfort of being home. Prosser here. Lifetime Enclosures can help with sunrooms, screen enclosures, lanai conversions, outdoor kitchens, you name it. They got it. My parents invested in their comfort with Lifetime Enclosures. They love their new and improved outdoor space. By coming into their showroom, you can enjoy up to an additional $450 in savings at Lifetime Enclosures. Their staff observes all CDC guidelines and social distancing. And don't forget to stop by Lifetime Flooring next door. Tell them Jeff sent you. License CRC 028471.
Up in the morning with the rising sun, back to our dock before the day is done. Boats and trucks and airplanes too, bringing seafood from the world to you. Fresh from us to your family, come be a part of our legacy. Fisherman stop, where seafood lovers shop. Fisherman stop, the ultimate seafood shop.
It could get a little warm on the Roof It Right hot seat.
Would you mind not breathing fire on me?
When players and NFL experts join Jaguars today from 10 to noon on 1010XL. Roof it right so you can sleep at night.
Nobody gives back like Diamonds Direct. That's right, it's back. Our most popular offer, 5 years, 0 interest financing. September is the time to buy at Diamonds Direct. Get the best price, plus spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And every purchase made in September will benefit No Kid Hungry's mission to end childhood hunger right here in our community. Buy now, spread your payments over 5 years, and give at Diamonds Direct on approved credit. Visit diamondsdirect.com for details.
Big news from Captain's Choice Tackle. We now have a new website, captainschoicetackle.com.
Yeah, so now if you want to purchase our hand-tied rigs, such as pompano rigs in 5 different colors, whiting rigs with J-hooks and circle hooks, offshore bottom rigs, whether it's single or double, kingfish rigs, you name it. If you go to captainschoicetackle.com.
Hey, folks, don't forget, though, you can still purchase our rigs at numerous locations, such as Oldest City Bait and Tackle, Janung's Bait and Tackle, Bemis Tackle, and of course, Strike Zone.
Kevin.
Well, buddy.
Buddy, you missed a couple. Come on, man. Also available at Palm Valley Outdoors and Hagen Ace Hardware in Green Cove Springs.
So if you want to fish with the best hand-tied rigs, you can still find us at some great stores. Oldest City Bait and Tackle, Janung's Bait and Tackle, Bemis Bait and Tackle, and of course, Strike Zone, Palm Valley Outdoors, and Hagen Ace in Green Cove Springs, or just go to captainschoicetackle.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. 1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
It is the Sports Den, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, coming to you from the Quick Draw Rapid Testing Studio. Kickoff just happened between Cleveland and Cincinnati. It's an interesting game, man. You said that you've got OBJ in fantasy, but you didn't even play him, so you've pretty much given. Is it because of him or Baker?
Baker, but mainly because of him, because they were talking about the trade rumors. So, and I got some other guys that are pretty good, and watch he does something. Okay,
nice throw and catch, but it wasn't him, was it?
What do you think the asking price would be for Odell Beckham Jr.?
I don't think you can get much for him right now.
Right.
I mean, what, a third?
Yeah, because he's disgruntled.
Yeah,
I think teams have really overplayed the "you got to play for me" hand. Like, you're right, and they don't control their contracts or what their lives at that point. But when you put that in public, now no GM is going to really come and just offer you the world, because they know more than likely if he's just disgruntled, you got to hope he's a good employee.
I mean, he had 1,000 yards last year. It's 74 catches for 1,035 yards. So he was DJ Chark. Right?
Right, but I have DJ Chark also.
No, but what I'm saying,
So
though, is, do you know how many? He only had 4 touchdowns, but think about how much he's getting paid.
A lot more than DJ Chark.
So if you're going to trade for him, not only are you going to give up a third possibly, but you got to take that contract on.
You gotta learn him. You gotta learn him the playbook. And he, with his money, he can't be he's a number one. You need a number one wide receiver. If you go for him, and is he? I mean, NFL stands for not for long.
I gotta believe he is, right?
That's what you got. I mean, I think
believe.
he's talented, but is it more what he did when he first got into the league with the acrobatic catches and the antics that we remember so fondly, or is it that he's actually just good?
You know, he's not really making that much. Like, if you look at the next 3 years, it's 15 a year. I mean, there's receivers getting 20 now.
Yeah, but that's still
18, 20.
significant.
It is. But I mean, like A-Rob.
That's number one.
A-Rob's expecting to get 18 to 20.
Yeah, that's number one wide receiver money. 15, then half of that, and then half of that. That should be or 1 million. 1 million should be what your number 3 makes.
Yeah.
About 5 to 7 is what your number 2 should make. 15 plus should be what your number 1 makes.
Yeah, because he signed a 5-year, $90 million deal in 2019.
And then at the time, that was
huge.
Bananas.
Receiver, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Go ahead, RJ.
No, I guess the only reason why I ask is because you have a guy who you would say is what? Like, as far as receivers, would you say he's top 7, 10?
OBJ?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knows right now.
We don't know. Like, by name value, yeah.
Because I'm just guessing, like, a guy that's now possibly going to be a journeyman in the NFL, when at the time when he was in New York, you were saying he was top 3 in the league. Then he goes to Cleveland, kind of falls by the wayside, and now his 3rd team in as many years.
Minus the 2 Super Bowls. Would you ever think, like, would you think, if you were OBJ, would you ever think in your professional career you would be begging to have Eli Manning back?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the question of where he's at. I mean, he's not even in D-Hop's league, is he?
No, he's not.
Would you rather have him or A-Rob?
I'm going to still take him because OBJ can run himself open. I've yet to see A-Rob create separation. Now, 50-50 ball, when he's in his prime, there's nobody better.
I mean, Keenan Allen, better. Mike Evans, I'm not sold on.
No.
I'm just looking through. Amari Cooper, better.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, way better. That's not even a question. Of course, D-Hop.
Devontae Adams.
Tyreek Hill, way better. What'd you say?
He single-handedly won me one of my fantasy leagues.
Yeah. Julio Jones, way better. Michael Thomas, I mean, he's
so he basically just.
So he's probably 10. He's probably in that 8 to 12 range. If he's good, but we don't even know if he's good. He could easily be in the 20 range. That's the weird thing.
I tell you this much right here. You whisper in my ear and say, "Hey, James, Jags say they're playing pretty good. Browns say they want to get rid of a third. They'll take him for a 3rd pick.
3rd round.
He's willing to restructure his contract a little bit, like so he can get out. He can basically have a prove it and figure out what he wants to do. Man, that's a risk I'm willing to take.
I'm not with the Jags. I think the Jags have built a team of guys who want to be here. Like, and I don't know if it's going to work. They may end up 2-14. Odell Beckham has shown a propensity to go places and not want to be there.
Right.
You know, I mean, you've done everything you can to get that out of the locker room. I don't think you would bring that in, which brings us to Jags Titans. Y'all make your picks tomorrow night on the Rick Ballou Show because y'all are 5 days a week. Y'all are major, right? Y'all don't play around with this little petty stuff like the Sports Den.
Denny, I wouldn't say all that. You guys are big time too. You guys are on Sunday nights now.
Because all the big radio shows are on Sunday nights.
You guys are the first ones to give your opinions after the game. Everybody else has to wait a couple days after.
So I was going to ask who you're picking to win, but I guess I can't do that because contractually you have to hold it for Rick Ballou, right?
No, I have personally. If you can stop King Henry,
oh jeez, I can't.
Then I feel that you're in a good position, Denny. I don't know what you want me to say here.
Are they going to stop him? Be bold. Are they going to stop Henry?
Yes.
What you just said was, if you can score more points than the other team, you got a good chance.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Henry ran all over us last year.
If you can stop Henry, of course they're not going to win a game. If people stop Henry, they're golden. RJ, I'm asking you to push your limits and be bold.
The Jaguars are going 2-0. There we go.
Thank you.
If the total of my assets and liabilities, I guess the sum of it is over $1 million, I'm a millionaire. That's basically what you just said, RJ. Like, duh.
Am I using deductive reasoning?
We're pushing you as you as a radio person, RJ, right now.
Like, how do they?
Don't give us the obvious.
When Sherbert blitzes through the A gap and rocks Derek, like dents his face mask in, the Jags are going to win.
Think that's going to happen?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not denting the face mask.
Right.
I hope Sherbert is the crazy. Like we again. Not just a descriptor, people. Just want to make sure you understand this. I don't know if you know this or not. Sherbert's white. And we need that crazy white guy that's going to go banshee and just go in there and hit.
Bro, we may go to the Super Bowl. We got one at each level. Think about that.
That's a lot of coaching, man. That's a lot of lining people up the right way, man.
Well, I don't know if we Taven.
Oh, crap. My bad. I thought I was getting excited because I was talking about the linebacker in the second.
Right.
That might be
you got one at each level.
That might be 3 too many. That
may be the 3 strikes.
Yeah, that might be 3. Like 2 is good. 2 is living on the edge. If Taven was getting good, and I know the people was like, go watch Taven's film. Like, trust me, I've done the research. He's not any good for his pick. He's probably a good person. He's just not who I want on my football team. Unless he's gonna do. But then again, Doug said he does his job and great.
I mean, he needs a tackle.
I would like that.
Yes.
I would like to hear his name one. If for nobody else, your mom. Right. You got to think about moms these days, man. Like if your mom is watching her baby play. She's telling her friends, my baby plays in the NFL for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he starts. And her friends, especially the social media ones, not the real friends that knew you when you were growing up.
They're like from North Dakota or something like that.
But everybody has friends on social media. I mean, come on.
They're looking box score, bro. They're looking in the paper box score. They don't see him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, you sure your son plays with the Jaguars? Like, give me the picture with him on the knee with the helmet. Like the picture like they do in college and high school. Like, I don't believe you. We don't believe your son plays. He's not in the box score. He hasn't recorded a stat.
I do think I think the Jags win as well. But I think it's more along the lines of what I thought was going to be last week. I didn't think the Jags were going to win last week, but I thought they were going to put up a lot of points. They did not. The defense stepped up. But the offense wasn't terrible. I think this will be more of a, which is weird against Tennessee, more of a offensive show than a defensive show. Derrick Henry that's a tall order. If you can just manage to keep him in that 80-yard range and make Tannehill have to throw it 30 times, you're in good shape. You're in good shape. And they kind of showed last week they may be able to do that. That was a good offensive line they played against. So I think the Jags will win this week. I think they will go to 2-0. In fact, I mean, I don't have a betting website. If I did, I made money line this bad boy. But don't take my advice in betting because I don't want y'all's mean tweets afterwards.
Wait a minute. You said if you could stop Henry and put him to 80 yards and have Tannehill throw the ball, the Jaguars win. How's it any different than what I said?
You just said if you stop Derek.
Right, I gave you yardage.
I'm not worried about Tannehill, so I didn't think I had to say his name.
I'm gonna be honest with you. 80 yards isn't really stopping him. That's just a bad night for Derek.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's not rushing, what was it? Henry and
you don't need him over 100.
Henry killed us last year. I'm saying
if you would have said that,
if you
yards, literally said, "Well, if they can stop Derrick Henry,"
but you said this.
I gave specifics, RJ. I said I thought. Yeah, I thought the offense would score more. I thought it'd be an offensive game. I don't think they're going to stop Derrick Henry. I think they're going to go 80 yards. That's not
stopping. You used the Blake Bortles formula.
Yes.
Blake could not throw it. If you go back and you look at the games that the Jags got in trouble, it's when they forced Blake to throw it over 30 times. That's not a good thing. So, but if we can get Tannehill throwing it over 30 times, the Jags should win the game. But, dang, I was going to say something else about.
Well, you were going to tell me who's going to win because we got to go to break because we got the U.S. Open update.
Oh yeah, Jags. Because I think
now I'm worried that we just clean swept this. We need somebody to pick against them.
Fine. I know that I trained Derek. The Tennessee Henrys.
The Titans aren't going to win. Derek is going to win.
Derek is going to win.
Let's take a break. We're going to get you a PGA Tour or a U.S. Open update. I actually watched some of that today. Awesome course. Amazing course. So, and what I loved about it is when I woke up, it was on. That was the greatest part. They showed like every shot today. So U.S. Open update coming up. And then we'll get back to some college and NFL football, give you an update on what's going on in the Thursday night game as well. We'll be right back.
This U.S. Open update on 1010XL is brought to you by
Performance Painting and Pella Windows and Doors.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 120th U.S. Open Golf Championship. Rory McIlroy hasn't started this well at a major in some time. McIlroy carding a 367. In fact, his best first-round score at a major since his last victory, the 2014 PGA Championship. And McIlroy is 2 off the lead.
My driving the ball, putting the ball in play off the tee, that was important today. I did that well for the most part. I mean, I still missed a few fairways, but I was able to recover from there. But I hit a lot of good tee shots.
Now, that is step 1 at Winged Foot with the narrow fairways and juicy rough. Justin Thomas holds the solo lead at 5 under par. Patrick Reed, Thomas Peters, Matthew Wolff, all 4 under, 1 back. Dustin Johnson, a surprising 3 over 73, as well as he has played in the last month. That is 8 shots back. Tiger Woods also 3 over. Phil Mickelson, 9 over 79, his worst career score at a U.S. Open. I'm Ted Emmerich.
When those leaves start to change color, it's time to give the yard some love. So bring on fall with Lowe's. Right now, save $5 to $10 on select Scott's Turf Builder fertilizer and grass seed to get the lawn prepped and ready for the season. And then turn things up with the battery-powered Ego leaf blower, starting at just $199. Fall is coming fast and there's work to be done, so hurry into Lowe's today. Selection and pricing vary by location while supplies last. Offer valid through 9/30, U.S. only.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
This is State Farm. Prices made just for you. That's what I said now. Prices that surprise you. Just go ahead now. Keep that money in your pockets. That's on bread now. Save up. Maybe one day buy a rocket. Just get a quote now.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For high school football play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
I'm Tim Krause of the Bishop Kenny Crusaders. Our first road game kicks off on Friday night at Terry Parker, and catch the game live on 92.5 FM at 6 p.m.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Day.
If you think the best deals on a new car, truck, or SUV end with summer, they don't. Our fall prices are great. Better than ever at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Drive a new Dodge Journey and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Choose anyone from our great selection and save up to $5,000 off MSRP. Get a new Jeep Cherokee and save up to $7,000. Save up to $8,000 on a new Compass. Get up to 25% off any new Dodge Charger or Challenger. See our inventory at jaxcjdr.com. Call us for a test drive and we'll have the vehicle ready and waiting for you when you get here. We can also bring the test drive to you. Nobody can beat our selection of Ram trucks. Drive your brand new pickup home from as little as $354 a month. You save up to $11,000. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, leading the way. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Hi, I'm professional golfer Russell Knox, and when it came time for me to purchase my home, I was looking for professionals to guide me through the buying process, and I chose Exit Real Estate Gallery. The professionals were enjoyable to work with and made all the transactions very easy, and I would definitely recommend using Exit Real Estate Gallery to purchase your home.
Thanks, Russell. If you're looking to buy or sell your one-stop in Jacksonville, Exit Real Estate Gallery. Go online right now at propertyinjax.com.
The football season is here, and you can track the latest news, odds, and information at betonline.net. And while stadiums won't be full, game action will be loaded. Which players will step up to lead their team? Is there still a home field advantage? Will offense or defense dominate these early weeks of the season? Follow along at betonline.net as the top teams in football begin their journey to Tampa. Available online or your mobile device. Check out the site today. Bring the game home at betonline.net.
Stay connected to Gainesville with the Florida Gator Report with Lauren Brooks.
Go, Gator!
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
A big win for the Florida Gators.
Get your Gators on 1010XL.
Hey, Hickett here from my friends at Roof It Right. Head over to roofitRightFL.com and check out their warranties. Roof It Right offers the best warranties in the business, and they will be there to stand behind their work should you ever need to make a claim. Listen, folks, if trust is important, trust my friends at Roof It Right. You can schedule a free estimate today at roofitRightFL.com. That's roofitRightFL.com. See why your friends and neighbors say, Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Fenwick Home Services Fall Tune-Up event is on. Beat the crowds and call now to get your 21-point full system tune-up now for just $59. Plus, lock in your comprehensive full system spring AC tune-up for just $29. Fenwick pros always wear gloves and a face mask, disinfect tools and surfaces, and follow CDC guidelines. So don't wait. Call 660-0556 or visit FenwickHomeservices.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Baker in here dropping dimes, bro. 3 for 3 for 46 yards. Cincinnati went down the field, got a field goal. Up 3-0 with almost 5 minutes left, or 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. But Cleveland was driving. Now they just got a penalty. I forgot all about Austin Hooper. Like, they've got so much money in this Cleveland team. I heard I'm gonna pull it up now, but I heard Frangie talking earlier just about the Browns and how bad that franchise has been. And we always talk about the Jags are the Browns. Bro, they're not. Like, when you look at it on paper, year by year record, it is so bad in Cleveland. The Jags have actually, since they've been a team, the Jags have gone to as many AFC Championship games as the Browns have had winning seasons.
Wow.
And how about this? The Browns have not won an opening weekend game in 16 years, bro.
Jeez.
They're 0-15-1.
Home openers or just in general?
In general. Think about that. If you had a kid that was born the day that the Browns won an opening season game, not a big task, right? Mm-hmm. That kid's driving now. I mean,
no, and it's crazy just how many quarterbacks they've gone through since that time.
Oh, that jersey with the list of all the quarterbacks' names that goes down. That's always been a hilarious meme.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. But there's 1. Okay, 2. No, they've had 2 winning seasons since the Jacksonville Jaguars have been a thing. The last winning season they had, 2007. Romeo Crennel.
Their quarterback that year, Derek Anderson.
Wow. They've not won a playoff game since the Jags have been here, since 1995. They've only been to the playoffs once. They lost in the wild card in 2002. That's the last time they were in the playoffs, 2002.
Their
I see
quarterback
why
that
OBJ's
year,
frustrated.
Tim Couch.
Tim Couch.
OBJ right there, first read, destroys the corner off the line, and like all he has to do is just throw it, and it's a touchdown.
It is like, I mean, at some point you do have to look at that as just crappy luck, right? Because they've had, since Bill Belichick left them in 1995, Chris Palmer, Butch Davis, Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Pat Shurmur, Rod Chudzinski, Mike, oh gosh, I forgot about him. Mike, is it Pettin? I don't know. Hugh Jackson, and now Freddie Kitchens. I mean, you can't have that many coaches and they all are that bad, right? Like,
when you have that many coaches, that's a solid run.
The longest
Browns just
tenure was
scored.
Romeo Crennel, 4 years.
When you have that many coaches who have that many starting quarterbacks, there's no consistency at the most important position.
Man,
Name me the most iconic Browns player in the last 30 years.
wow. In the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
That, wow. I can't even, I wouldn't even know what to think.
Let me see something. Like, just a guy that, everybody should know. Like, that you would,
Jamal Lewis was there. Kellen Winslow had some good years there.
Yeah. Jamal's.
He's more Baltimore. I mean,
yeah.
what he's known for. But I'm just looking. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, I'm looking. He had 1,300 yards when they had a winning season in 2007.
All right, maybe we can't. Let me just. Arizona Cardinals. Is there a guy?
Yeah, I mean Larry Fitzgerald.
Everybody would say.
All right.
They probably Carson Palmer, maybe, but.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
Right.
that's a good call. I didn't think about that.
Falcons.
You're talking about for Cleveland, right? Carson Palmer.
Oh no, I wouldn't even. Carson Palmer wasn't Cleveland. He was Cincinnati. I thought Carson.
Oh, you're
Palmer.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Gosh,
My
yeah,
point.
You're right.
My point with it is if we go through every team.
Yeah, you can name
in the NFL, we can name one person. Like, not that like, because you can know him, but like that. Oh yeah, that he played for the Browns. I'll give you one. Cincinnati, who they're playing. Forget Carson. Boomer Esiason should be in. Was that 40?
Well, they got Green too. I mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I can't even give you a Boomer Esiason.
well, if I go to Joe Thomas, the offensive lineman, is a Hall of Famer.
And that
For
was
Cleveland.
that was the last 30.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
retired.
Okay.
Ozzie Newsome, right
Ozzie-
at 30. That was 1990, so
Okay.
right
yeah,
at 30.
Yeah.
But to your point, I mean, I'm looking at the top 10 Cleveland Brown players of all time. You got 1967, 1973,
Jim Brown.
1956, 1977, 1990, 1955, 1965. Yeah.
But like, all right, my bad. Maybe I should clarify this or quantify this more. Because whether we want to believe it or not, this is an entertainment league.
Mm-hmm.
Name me a player who your son would be glowing to have their jersey on Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. I mean, you really can't. And the sad thing is there's been so many people that you have thought were going to be that guy with Cleveland. Like you thought, I mean, neither one of us ever liked Baker, but when OBJ went there, I thought, oh, okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's at the time that he went there, everybody was like, hey, he's replacing LeBron.
I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's canonized on Twitter on this day. My father's a Cleveland Browns fan.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that Johnny Manziel was gonna bring enough excitement and enough I knew he was crazy, but I thought he was gonna be like Jim McMahon crazy. Like his craziness would be in check enough to where he's gonna produce something, not a Super Bowl, but just present something to where the guys fall up under him because they liked him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, you were. You were. Dom said Peyton Hillis.
He was on the cover of Madden.
He was.
Then he disappeared. Like, is he alive?
He did.
Does anybody know where Peyton Hillis is? That's crazy to go from the cover of Madden to a substitute teacher.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, did he finish at Cleveland, or didn't he go like to? Hold on, I gotta look this up. Now I'm curious.
Fullback got on Madden.
He went somewhere else after Cleveland, didn't he? I don't think he finished his career in Cleveland. Yeah, I think he went to like the Broncos.
Clay Matthews. But no, Clay Matthews
isn't.
Clay Matthews is
No.
Green Bay.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Again, we're just giving them people. That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, Josh Cribbs. I mean, well, he wasn't like a big name, but
yeah,
He had he was
And then the dude that always gets suspended started there. The receiver,
Josh Gordon, right?
Yeah, yeah, their version of Justin Blackman. Yeah. By the way, Peyton Hillis ended with the Giants.
wait. So wouldn't their best player, at least in this era, wouldn't you say is Myles Garrett? Like when you talk
he's
about
gotta
like
do it
your
a little bit
son,
longer, right? I mean, what we're saying is somebody that when you say Cleveland, you think
right?
In the last 30 years,
Right.
And I think James' point is true. Like, I mean, you could go through just about every NFL team to any NFL fan.
Like if we were Cleveland Browns fan and I got my son a Myles Garrett jersey, he would be okay with that. But if I gave any other kid that jersey, they'd be like, "What did I do?
Like, who is this?
Like, yeah, why?
This is
Dad,
that dude that hits somebody with his helmet.
Dad, this is not cool. Like, I know he's paid, but outside of knowing he's paid,
Oh, Clay Matthews Sr. Yeah, that's over 30 years ago.
dude,
though,
that's
right?
not even in the 30 years.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Like, that's worse. Like it's proving my point. Like, I'll tell you this: like, if he's a great guy, I knew about him. I didn't know anything very much about the Jaguars, but I knew about this guy mainly because of Hard Knocks, and then I knew he ended up being good. But I knew who Big John was without being a Jacksonville Jaguar fan.
Yep.
He was good enough on the field, and then he did the antics, the whole slapping thing. I remembered that. We knew Freddie T, maybe more so because of college, didn't coming over here but balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely knew who Jimmy was.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
So, like, now we've had a spell where
Well, even in that spell, like MJD led the league in rushing.
MJD was one. Yes, he was a cat.
And then you had
But I'm trying to
Jalen
think,
for
like,
a minute.
Yeah, Jalen would be. Yeah, but
It's probably Gardner now.
yeah, but Gardner would be no different than somebody being
True.
there.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
like somebody that you can name, and at some point, like if you can recognize their name, at some point they were the best or considered one of the best in their position in the league.
Don't have to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, just
for their
something-
era.
Like,
or for a year.
like even if you mention somebody's name, like you like, oh man, I hadn't even thought about. Yeah, he was good. He was really good. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yep.
You don't. They don't even have that.
No.
So
No.
Jaguar fans, in all of our misery, just realize you can be Cleveland.
Give me Buffalo for the last.
But for 30 years, I can go Jim.
Yeah, you go Thurman Thomas and Jim. But okay, since
Andre,
then, Andre Reed, yeah.
Yeah.
Since them, because they all that was what over in 96, 97.
Yeah.
Can you give me anybody since then?
No, they've been consistently. I'm trying to think. They've been pretty bad.
How long was Frank Gore there? Not long enough to be associated.
Nah,
with
I
Bills,
don't.
Yeah.
The problem with Frank Gore, and this is going to be this is the hard thing for people to vote him in.
Yeah.
What team would you represent?
Yeah. He's been everywhere.
You're good, but like, you can only pick one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. Cleveland is an interesting thing, man. I was listening to Frangie and them today thinking, my gosh, man, they are so right on this. It's Jacksonville's not even close to Cleveland, and Jacksonville is a dysfunctional franchise. Cleveland's like on a whole other level of dysfunction. I mean, it is the worst sports franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
In any sport. So, yeah, it could be right. Or it could be them. Wow, I'm looking at Frank Gore. San Francisco, Indy, Miami, Buffalo, the Jets. Is that it? That's it?
I thought it's been a lot more. But San Francisco, would that be? That's who he started with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, San Francisco he was only with Buffalo 1 year. Yeah, San Francisco, Indy, Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets. How many 1,000-yard seasons do you think he's had?
I'll say 8.
Said 9. He said 9, and 2 other years just under it, like 967 and 961. 15,371 yards. I have to look at to see how much money Frank Gore's made in his career. I bet it's not as much as you think because of when he came in and what happened to the position. And like, somebody that's been playing that long, you would think has made, I mean, I haven't looked it up yet. You would think has made, what, 100?
No.
110?
As a running back?
Bro, he's been in for 15 years. See,
He's played like people. He's gonna be one of those guys that everybody's gonna be like. He just plays for the love of the game, and then you realize he's got like 30 kids. He's playing.
Wow, 65 or 63.
He's made a good
mil.
amount of money.
He's made a lot of money. His biggest year, funny enough, income wise, was 2007. 11.2 million, and then he's never made more than 6.4 since then.
He made 11.2 million
in 2007. Yeah.
When did he come out?
His 05-06, and it must have been late in 07. They must have like given him a late signing bonus or something. Because the next year he only made 2.6.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 63.2 mil. I mean, now you've got running backs signing that in their second contract. What was C-Mac? And Zeke. I mean, Zeke was damn near what? Zeke's contract was big, right?
Yeah. And my guy with the Browns just signed a big deal. From Kansas City.
From Kansas City? Yeah.
Yeah,
Kareem Hunt. Yeah. Yeah, Zeke's contract 6 years, $90 million is Zeke's contract. Interesting stuff going on in Cleveland. I didn't see. Did they score? Yes, it's 7-3.
Yeah, Nick Chubb
scored. Yep. 7-3. The Browns in the second quarter just started the second quarter. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock coming up next.
This U.S. Open update on 1010XL is brought to you by
Performance Painting and Pella Windows and Doors.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 120th U.S. Open Golf Championship. Justin Thomas will carry the lead into the second round tomorrow. Thomas ranked third in the world. He put together a sensational first round, a 5-under 65.
I've just played really, really solidly, hit a lot of really quality tee shots. Only had a few squirrely ones, I felt like, but it was one of the best rounds I played in a while, tee to green. There's a couple things here and there that definitely could have been better, but I made sure that all my misses were in the right spot, and that's what you have to do at U.S. Open.
Yeah, this is JT's 5th U.S. Open start. He missed the cut last year at Pebble Beach. Thomas one shot clear of the field. Former Masters champion Patrick Reed at 4-under, along with Thomas Peters, Matthew Wolff, all one back. Rory McIlroy firmly in the mix at 3-under with Lee Westwood and Louis Oosthuizen. Tiger Woods, a 3 over 73 today, 6 bogeys, a double, 5 birdies, 6 pars on the card. Phil Mickelson, 9 over 79. I'm Ted Emmerich.
Today on Hey Culligan, smoother skin for the win. We've got Claire in Delaware.
Hey Culligan, the water in my shower makes my skin feel like I'm 90.
Okay, first off, Claire, are you 90?
No.
Okay. Second, how do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan?
Huh.
Actually, Claire, how do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
Oh my gosh. Love it, have to have it.
OMG indeed, Claire. We're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
State Farm, prices made just for you. That's what I said now. Prices that surprise you. Just go ahead now, keep that money in your pockets. And have some bread now, save up. Maybe one day buy a rocket. Just get a quote now.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jacksonville has a strong history of great defense.
Looks like he fumbled the football. That's a safety.
Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game.
There is the pass rusher. He's extraordinary.
Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Baloo here for Shinatri Chiropractic. You know, I had neck surgery. I have back pain, going there all the time for adjustments. Even fell down coming out of the shower. Injured my tailbone. Fixed me up wonderfully. They're the official chiropractor for JU Athletics. Effective diagnosis and treatment on the lower back or neck pain. If chiropractic adjusting isn't for you, they have acupuncture and dry needling for your pain and tension. What a friendly staff as well. Call them 743-6700 at 2711 University Boulevard.
I am Disinfector.
What's with him?
I told him flu shots gave us a superpower against germs.
CVS is your one-stop shop for immunity support. From hand wipes to vitamins that are third-party tested to confirm they meet our high standards.
Take that, germs.
Plus, get a $5 off $20 shopping pass when you get a free flu shot. Visit CVS today. No-cost flu shots with most insurance. Restrictions apply. Visit CVS.com and CVS.com/tested for details.
I was on the go. It was time to eat. I said, baby, where my dandy? Cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got the soggy sandwich blues. Should've known better, only dandy will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
Are you living with foot or ankle pain? If years of wearing tight, narrow shoes or having arthritis have caused painful bunions, it's time to get help. Doctors at Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute specialize in treating foot and ankle problems and can get you in quickly for an appointment. Virtual visits are also available. It's time to do something about your foot pain. Call JOI 2000 or visit joi.net.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
Up in the morning with the rising sun, back to our dock before the day is done. Boats and trucks and airplanes too, bringing seafood from the world to you. Fresh from us to your family, come be a part of our legacy. Fisherman's Dock, where seafood lovers shop. Fisherman's Dock, the ultimate seafood shop.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
McKeever Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys and keyless entry remotes, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the hassles. For honest professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Big news from Captain's Choice Tackle. We now have a new website, captainschoicetackle.com.
Yeah, so now if you want to purchase our hand-tied rigs, such as pompano rigs in 5 different colors, whiting rigs with J-hooks and circle hooks, offshore bottom rigs, whether it's single or double, kingfish rigs, you name it. If you go to captain.com.
Hey, folks, don't forget, though, you can still purchase our rigs at numerous locations, such as Oldest City Bait and Tackle, Janung's Bait and Tackle, Bemis Tackle, and, of course, Strike Zone.
Kevin.
Well, buddy.
Buddy, You missed a couple. Come on, man. Also available at Palm Valley Outdoors and Hagen Ace Hardware in Green Cove Springs.
So if you want to fish with the best hand-tied rigs, you can still find us at some great stores. Old City Bait and Tackle, Janung's Bait and Tackle, Bemis Bait and Tackle, and of course, Strike Zone, Palm Valley Outdoors, and Hagen Ace in Green Cove Springs, or just go to captainschoicetackle.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the sports den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hang out.
8 o'clock brought to you every night by Loose Air Quality. L-U-C-E airquality.com. Environmental testing for your home or your business. That's Loose Air Quality. If you think you have some mold issues, you can't just ignore it. It's not going to go away. Like if you got black spots around your vents, or you've always got a headache, somebody's always sick, it always feels humid, you may have mold, and it could get very expensive, and it could be very damaging to you and or your family's health. You need to get that checked out. Get Loose Air Quality out there. You don't know anybody that does this. We're telling you, Loose Air Quality does it. They're locally owned and operated. If you've had water damage or fire damage, you need to give them a call at 904-803-1014. That's 904-803-1014, Loose Air Quality. So they actually ruled it a touchdown.
Nice.
Yeah, Odell Beckham, the 43-yard touchdown catch. And the Browns are firing. 14-3 Browns lead right now. That's good. I'm glad they gave it to him because I'm playing my wife in one league, and she's got Nick Chubb, who's already scored a touchdown. And then I'm playing Dom in our league, and he has Austin Hooper. He has their tight end. So that's good. I'm good with Odell catching him.
He's good when you throw it to him.
Well, except for last week.
They didn't throw it to him.
Bro, he had like 11 targets.
Really? He just didn't catch it?
Yeah, he had some of the most targets in the league, and he's only had, I think, 3 catches or something like that. You have a 8 o'clock?
Not really. What you were talking about is pretty good.
What was I talking about?
Let's talk about Deion.
Oh, Deion Sanders. He tried to tell us he was going to coach, man. He tried to tell us.
He did.
Tried to tell us that Florida State should have fired him.
At this point, I'm not putting anything past anybody. Maybe we should have.
They should have given it a look. Deion Sanders reportedly is going to be named the head coach at Jackson State, which is an HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to their coach?
I don't know.
I guess they're not playing. Yeah, they're not playing, right?
He didn't just quit, though. Still has obligations. Still, like, they're getting paid.
I mean, isn't it a weird time to be hiring a coach?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, I just thought about that. But anyway, Jackson State and Jackson, Mississippi. I actually have a quarterback there right now. So Deion Sanders will be your next head coach of your Jackson State Tigers, Bengal Tigers. What do you think? What do you think? Like, what do you think about this?
I think this was a publicity thing. This is something that Deion wants. This is a publicity thing for Jackson State. And it could be really good from a fundraising standpoint and helping get some guys recruited, or it could end really bad. And a lot of times we've seen this happen. Well, I've seen this happen because I follow HBCUs. You hire a guy who has no qualifications other than the fact that he played. And this is football. Basketball, you can get away with this a little bit more. Football, not so much, especially as football is continuing to grow even at these smaller levels. You got to be able to hire a great staff, and you've got to make sure that staff, you've got to be extremely organized. And we've seen Deion in the best if you just look at what he did with the school he had.
Yeah, the high school.
Yeah, like, and I'm not even talking about from a wins and losses perspective. I'm talking about the actual school.
Right.
And it's more being a head coach at a college is more like that than being a head coach at a high school.
For those that don't know, his high school was a train wreck.
It was a primetime prep, right?
Well, originally it was something else, and then it got like defunded and
Like
all
they got
kinds of
they lost
issues.
accreditation.
That's what it
Teachers
was,
walked
yeah.
away. Like the way he talked to people, like he had the television series. There was a lot going on. Where primetime goes, it's primetime. Like it's cool when you're an analyst. Like I'm Big Game James, right?
Mhm.
On radio, I'm Big Game. When I'm hosting events, I'm Big Game. You catch me at Aromas, more than likely, I'm James.
Mhm.
I'm a regular guy. I like my scotch neat. And I like my coffee strong. I like my cigar strong. I've yet to meet, and when I'm around other alumni, when we're just hanging out, I'm 3'6". I'm James Coleman. Like I have yet to be around Prime when he's not Prime. And that gets old really quick.
Yeah.
And that brings a level of attention that if you can handle it and you have this organizational structure, you're fine. Most don't have that right now. But God bless, I hope it's good.
You know who their first game right now, February 19th, you know their Jackson State's first game is?
Who?
Eberl Waters. At Jackson State.
Like Deion hasn't. There's a reason why you have to go through the rigors. Like I don't believe you should have to as hard as some coaches want to make you go through.
Right.
But you at least should be a position coach. At least a position coach.
I think you should be a GA. I think you should have to start.
GA, yeah. But I think
if you're saying a bare minimum,
if you're coming from with a high profile name, and you can recruit. I think a position coach is fine. You can figure the rest. You can figure that stuff out. But you got to learn meetings. You got to learn. There's so many little minutia now. If you can if they let him hire a surefire off-field staff, dope. But if Deion says I got enough money, roll the money you would have paid me, which is we're probably talking anywhere between $250,000, $300,000. I think Willie Simmons gets paid $350,000 and I think he's the highest paid HBCU coach right now.
Mm-hmm.
If he takes that and says let me use that for my off field for the first couple of years, and I'm good with my money if you let me still, because how is he going to still be able to do Barstool?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
He
from a
can't do
recruiting
Under Armour
standpoint,
anymore.
I mean, these kids, they know who Deion is, but is it really that big of a deal, or they just want to get to the league, right? To think that Deion's going to go to Jackson State and he's going to recruit, because it's in Mississippi, he's going to recruit against Ole Miss and Mississippi State. He's not. That's not happening.
Right.
I mean, it's.
I think what he might be able to do is find some diamonds in the rough. He has the Florida ties.
Work the transfer portal.
But the transfer portal is really where he's going to be able to work.
Yeah, you know who their quarterback is?
No.
Jalen Jones.
Really?
Former Florida quarterback.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's where he landed. So I guess, their season's been canceled or moved to the spring if it's played in the spring. I looked up, and I don't want to act like I know anything about Jackson State because I don't. So I'm just going by what their website's saying. I looked up their coaching staff. There's only 2 coaches on staff right now. So they must have just got rid of everybody. There's an interior offensive line and an offensive coordinator that's on staff. My guess is those 2 are the 2 still under contract.
Probably.
And so I'm guessing if Deion don't want them there, you probably don't have to have them there. But so they've cleaned house. So I guess he's going to get to do just about whatever he wants to do. But you want to talk about a quick turnaround. I mean, you got to play in February.
And then you got to play again in the fall.
Are they pushing at all to reinstate their season?
I haven't heard anything.
Because, the MAC now,
Yeah,
the rumor is that they're going to play.
That's annoying. That just means you should have waited. We know that it's not about, player safety.
Mm-hmm.
You got students on campus. So it was never about student safety. That's really, and when you see, FSU had to release, they sent a text message to everybody who went to the game telling them to go get tested because there was apparently some people who had COVID. Kansas City, I don't know if you saw that come out where there was people that they sent to go get tested because people had COVID. You've got and you have all these students that are doing these things, so like that really just throws everything.
See the party
off.
at Virginia Tech?
No.
Whoa.
I just saw the one
Right.
like the mosh
I'm
pit
not
in
even
the
mad
apartment
at it. I want to go. It was like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like those are the things that like these things are happening. You might as well go ahead and let the players play. Like you should have canceled the season. If you had any intention of having a fall semester, you had no right to cancel the season. That's my 2 cents on it. And then don't play in the spring and then tout player safety. Because there's nothing besides the people who think that after the election it's going to magically disappear, which if it does, whatever. That states that it's going to get like all of a sudden just evaporate in January.
Dom made a good point about Dion. He said Ed Reed's doing a solid job, but Ed Reed, I could see Dion doing what Ed Reed's doing.
Right.
Like if Florida State would have hired Dion to do what Miami hired Ed Reed to do, it probably would have been a clash between Norvell and Dion. But just the position, not the head coach. Ed Reed is more of like a director of player personnel, essentially. Isn't that what he is?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's kind of over the football program, everything off the field.
So let me. The question I have is what. And this is no disrespect to the GOAT Ed Reed. Like he's probably installed, but what have you seen?
I think they're looking at recruiting. And I think that's what when I think Ed Reed's position, I think recruiting. Am I wrong?
Miami. When has again? This is the Mark Richt thing. When has Miami not recruited well?
No, that's fair. Yeah, especially this early in the process.
I'm not Ed Reed. Like, but when you look at what the on the field product, like UAB was moving and doing things. I'm not suggesting that Florida State's going to beat them. I'm just really just analyzing it.
Mm-hmm.
Miami is the reason why Miami's always been able to keep Miami kids had nothing to do with Ed Reed. It has everything to do with they have a great culture and a narrative about the U and playing for the state of Miami, which
and
was
an incredible
established.
history. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they've done a good job of keeping their talent. But
you know what it is? It's a good look. That's what it is. It's a great
give
look.
you 100% that Ed Reed does do that, but there was nothing like they had a qualified guy that could have given them the exact same thing, and you still could have hired Ed Reed, and that's Alonzo Highsmith, who was one of the guys who created the U, but actually has the the true GM type background with the NFL.
So, as an alum, what would you say if Dion would have gotten a job like Ed Reed got at Florida State?
There's a job already at Florida State that they haven't filled since this got passed, and that's Monk Montessori. And it's player liaison.
Okay.
And Monk's job was to come over, reach out to the old guys. If we needed tickets, that's what we call it, which if Dion was that, we would never get a hold of him.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you come in and he establishes that. Guys come to talk and foster that relationship like that with the players. Or if you needed him to come watch a practice, but
Dion
I don't
ain't doing any of that.
Yeah, but I don't think Dion being over your personnel. I think Dion at Florida State overpowers. I think that's one of Taggart's flaws. Taggart got caught up in that, and he was really going to bring Shedeur to Florida State, which was an awful idea.
Yeah,
but
it was Dion's kid. Yeah,
Dion's kid. But which I think he's a guy that you got to be real strong with. You can't get sucked into the personality.
Yeah, I'm going to be paying attention to this. I don't think it lasts. I think Dion's out of coaching altogether in 2 years.
What does Dion do with Shedeur?
Take him back away from Willie?
Like, do you
he
take
went
your
to FAU,
son,
right?
Yeah, do you take your son and you bring him to a HBCU?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a really good question. I don't know. Looking through some of these. Some of the text line from Lifetime Enclosures text line, Travis Henry was mentioned.
Okay.
For we were talking about
okay.
Cleveland.
Willis McGahee. Not for Cleveland, for Buffalo. I was just thinking about Buffalo.
Yeah.
Willis McGahee.
Yeah. Shady McCoy as well. Yeah. I forgot about the guys in Buffalo. Oh, yeah. And, of course, your boy, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn, they ran Marshawn out. If you're being honest with yourself, you know Marshawn, Seattle Marshawn more than you know Buffalo Marshawn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. By the way, we got to thank Tyler Eifert's dad.
Yeah, shout out.
Brought a meal. What's funny is our man brought us.
We got to say congratulations again.
Two.
Because why we got it?
He's not even here.
But it was a celebratory meal for him in
Right.
his honor.
Tyler Eifert's dad brought us. He's not really Tyler Eifert's dad. That's just what we call him. Brought us 3 meals in honor of JJ quitting smoking for a month. The problem is
Dilly.
JJ's not here tonight, and then so RJ got it. So congratulations, RJ.
It's a J in his name.
Yes. And then
Shout
RJ
out to JJ though.
And then RJ, went and picked through the bags.
I did not pick through the bags.
There's 3 bags.
I didn't do that.
There are 3 bags here. There are 3 sodas. RJ's like, just looking through, touching everything during this
didn't
COVID.
touch. I
Didn't
opened
use
the
any hand
bag.
sanitizer.
You know I sanitize my
Doesn't-
hands. You guys
Doesn't
get on
have
me
his
for wearing a
mask.
mask.
Didn't have his mask on when he came in here.
Stop
all close to us. So the show is stopped because just blame
There we
RJ
go.
for touching all the fries.
James is back.
304 says the 1010XL app is broken with a new iOS 14. Well, you should have downloaded it. Like, they literally gave that warning, dude. They gave the warning that if you download iOS 14 with your Apple right now, then a lot of your apps won't work.
Really?
Because they haven't had time to program them.
Is that what my phone force uploaded?
I don't know. I have
the
not.
apps that I care about work. That's
I
all
have
that matters.
not done that. Like, all the app developers are all livid right now at Apple. So that don't.
Oh, nope, I don't. I had 13. So
You're not
it's-
going to blame that on 1010XL. We're not going to take the heat from you, 304.
I won't update since you said they're not ready.
Yeah, not going to do that.
You know we're on Facebook Live.
Right. That app probably works
on Twitter. So go check that.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Let's get into a little bit more college football. I want to talk specifically a little Florida ball, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
University of Florida still a week away, but I've got a couple questions that I want to ask a non-Florida fan that I'm curious about. We'll do that coming up next.
We are going to push each other physically. This is a physical game.
Injuries are often the X factor in sports.
It's a big boy game.
The personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah bring you the injury update
Welcome to the National Football League. Let's go, baby.
on 1010XL.
Your health is important to making sure that we keep the most important thing to all of us, and that's football. Make sure you stay COVID-free by going to QuickDrawRapidTesting.com. They're located on 3545 St. John's Bluff. They're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For $40, you can get a rapid test that you can get back in 10 minutes. They offer big business deals for everybody, protection and prevention with their 8-hour hand sanitizer with no harmful chemicals or alcohol. QuickDrawRapidTesting.com.
Drive like a pro in a brand new GMC Sierra 1500 and save up to $11,000 and 17% off. Just part of the greatness that's going on right now at Key Buick GMC. All 2019 GMC Yukons, GMC Terrains, GMC Acadias, at or below employee pricing for everyone. Whenever you purchase a brand new Buick or GMC from Kia, it comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. On the corner of Southside and Gate. Visit them today. Key Buick GMC.
This is Coach Garris from Oakley. We highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for our kids. We want our student athletes to be treated like the pros.
This is Dr. Aaron Bates with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Our team is always ready to help with any orthopedic pain issue you may have. Visit us online at sc-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Sometimes you don't realize how much something's bothering you until it's gone, and you breathe a big sigh of relief. That's exactly how you're going to feel after the team at 1-800-GOT-JUNK works their magic at your house. They just make you feel happier in your home, cleaner, stronger, more relaxed, like you just stepped out of a nice hot shower. Make your home a happy home by calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make the junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Seriously, imagine how much better you'll feel when all that junk is gone. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. They make junk disappear.
Hey guys, Beef here. Come on out and get some Chick-fil-A breakfast and meet the one and only Dan Hicken and Jeff and me at Lifetime Enclosures this Friday morning. All morning long, the drill will be broadcasting live from Lifetime Enclosures on Phillips Highway. We'll have lots of goodies to give away. One lucky winner could score a 1010XL golf prize pack with a foursome to Hidden Hills Golf Club. Tons of cool stuff to give away. Lifetime will have great deals on outdoor living spaces and flooring. Just come on out this Friday morning from 6 to 10 at Lifetime Enclosures.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
His resume is how he played in the season.
Brought to you by Wingstop.
I down blocked with all my phone, and he did not move.
Weekdays at noon on 1010XL.
If you're a business owner, or maybe you manage a restaurant or hotel, you're probably tired of your garbage company raising their prices on you with hidden fees and other operational excuses. Then it's time to declare your freedom with the exclusive fixed price guarantee at Freedom Waste Management, a family-owned Jacksonville-based waste management company. Visit freedomwastemgt.com to talk to an expert and lock in your fixed price guarantee. Premium service and competitive pricing. That's Freedom Waste Management.
Jaguars fans, let's tackle social injustice together on game days with Selfies for Change. Visit TIAABank.com/selfies for change to take a virtual selfie with a Jaguars player and unlock a $5 donation to the Jaguars Foundation to help fight social injustice. Share your photo on Instagram or Twitter using hashtag Selfies for Change so more fans can be part of the movement. Join us on game days at TIAABank.com/selfies for change. TIAA Bank is the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Ramsey here for Big Chief Tire. When shopping for new tires or car service, you shouldn't have to sacrifice service for a good deal. That's why you should choose Big Chief Tire. At Big Chief Tire, they treat you like family. But don't just take it from us. You can count on their 4,000 Google reviews and a 4.75 average star rating across all Jacksonville locations. Rely on the team at Big Chief Tire for your tire, oil, brake, suspension, and alignment services. Schedule an appointment. Visit BigChiefService.com.
Are you a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts? You may be entitled to compensation, no matter how long ago the abuse happened, but your time to file a claim is limited. Call 800-954-7724. That's 800-954-7724 for more information. As a result of thousands of victims filing sexual abuse claims, the Boy Scouts have filed for bankruptcy protection, and the Bankruptcy Court has set November 16, 2020 as the deadline for abuse survivors to file a claim. As a result of this bankruptcy, a victims' compensation fund is being set up that may be worth over $1.5 billion. Childhood sexual abuse takes numerous forms, including forcible rape, exposing oneself to a child, or showing her or him pornographic images, or viewing or photographing a child in a sexual context. If you are a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts, you may be entitled to compensation. Call 800-954-7724. That's 800-954-7724 for more information. Your call is completely confidential. Sponsored by Mark J. Byrne and Partners, LLC.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. 1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Go ahead.
My guy Dillo with the burn, the sizzle.
Still up to
At @E_Dillo on Twitter. Check him out. Is this game on some amateur cooking channel or something? They just keep showing Ronnie Harrison getting burnt.
Oh, dang.
I was like, awesome. That's dope. Sorry, Crib.
You
Sorry,
mentioned
dude.
this. You
Sorry.
mentioned this yesterday, man. It has not been a good start of the year for former Jags.
Nope.
What did Leonard go?
5 for 5. He's
5 rushes for 5 yards.
He's a meal.
And they
Can't wait
changed
to
his
do
number.
something. 26?
28.
28.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about this. We were doing Gator Bites, Hacker and I, yesterday, and I was thinking about one, like how fast things can change in the college football world. You think of Clemson, you think of Alabama, and you think, man, nobody's ever going to unseat these guys, and they're there forever. But then you start thinking about all these other programs that a couple years ago, I'm not going to say they were hopeless, but they were not excited about the year coming on. And Florida being one of those. We are not that far removed from there being such a big gap between Florida and Florida State that as Florida fans, we were thinking, okay, how do we overcome that? It wasn't that long ago that Florida could not score against Florida State. And that's not a knock on Florida State. It's more just to say it can change like that. Get the right guy in, get the right recruiting class, get the right chemistry, and it can fall into place. Make a couple of good pickups in the transfer portal, like Jonathan Grenard, guys like that, and things can fall into place, and you can go from an average football team to a good football team to a top 10 program in 3 years.
Yeah.
With the coach being the most important piece. Saying all that, are Florida fans too confident? Are we too confident in our team this year? Are we missing something like from no troll on your part, just from an outside perspective? Are we missing something because of the success of the last 2 years and what we consider the next step to be?
Well, I mean, it's no trope. Coleman tweeted something out. I'm a former intern that I said right before the 2018 season, and actually it was during our comma, so it had to be in like February before the 2018 season, where I said Florida's not far off. Me and you were arguing
that
with
they're way
me
off.
that
Yep.
they were way off, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're a few
I
pieces
was actually
away.
the argument was that both Florida and Florida State were way off, and you were saying Florida was not that far off.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole, but not that far off from being relevant. Like the ball can bounce any kind of way. You still have to prove that you can beat Georgia, but really, if you look at all of those games, yeah, I guess you could lose, but Georgia's really the only game that you have.
Is Florida a top 5 program right now? Are they a top 5 team in the country right now?
No.
You don't think so?
Top 10. Probably 7. I mean, not that Ohio State's back. I mean, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia. Maybe
That's where it stops.
Oregon, right now.
You really think if Oregon and Florida lined up, Oregon would win?
Oh, I honestly, that'd be a hell of a game. Oregon's line, like if all their guys who opted out played, like if it was like everybody who was available played.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That'd be a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Outside of that, Florida, but even with 5, I'll give you 5, 6. The people who I probably say 5, 6, or 7, we can rotate.
Right. No, that's fair. That's what I was about to say. Like, I think you've got,
and that's just where it stands.
You have Clemson,
right now.
Ohio State, Alabama.
My bad. My fault. I lied. They are 6 because I said all of that and didn't. My bad. Don't beat us by 75. Don't. That's just the stupid fullback talking, Clemson. Like, I didn't mean to disrespect you.
I thought you said Clemson.
I thought I said Ohio State, Oklahoma.
I thought you said Clemson.
No, I said Ohio State,
Okay.
Oklahoma, Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson should have been in there first.
I don't know. I think Florida could hang with Oklahoma. I think Florida could beat Oklahoma. Now, their quarterback's good. But I don't put Oklahoma, although they've made multiple football playoffs. I don't look at them the same way that I look at Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson. I look at those 3 as you better pack a punch and they better have a bad day for you to beat them, even if you're Florida. And then in that next grouping, I've got, Georgia, Oklahoma, Florida, and you're right about Oregon. You're right about that. And then after that, it's kind of that Penn State, Notre Dame, LSU, Auburn, Texas A&M scale. So if you're going to put it like in a 3-tier of elite programs, so top 10 programs, I do think Florida is in that, like, they're well into that second tier, not barely hanging on, but well into it. They could play with Oklahoma and LSU in those teams this year. Like, I don't really know I do know Florida's weakness. And this is the only reason why I still give Georgia a leg up on Florida is their weakness is their depth. And when we're talking about Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, those are coaches that have been there for a minute. They've had the chance to stack their type of recruiting years on top of each other. They have depth. If Georgia has somebody go down on the offensive line, they're plugging another 4-star in. If Florida gets into a situation where they have a rash of injuries, they're in trouble. Now, if they can play their first 11 or even their first 13 on offense and defense, I think they can stack up against anybody. It's just they haven't established that depth yet, which you probably need if you're going to make a deep playoff run. But So you're saying that Florida fans are not being unreasonable with the expectation?
Nah, because I mean, you should, like, this point, if you, like, for example, if you can't beat Georgia now, it might be tough.
You think it's a failure of a season if they don't beat Georgia?
No, I just think you didn't beat a team that you're struggling with. It's just like if Kentucky, not disrespecting it, but if Kentucky wins 8 games and they play Florida tough, is that a failure of a season for Kentucky? Like, you need to be in the conversation for a conference championship. It will all eventually come together if you keep being in, like, perfect example is Clemson. Clemson they took their lumps, got to the point where they kept being in the conversation and they just couldn't get over the hump of Florida State. Then elite for ACC is the elite quarterback play is the only way that you can win the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just look at who's won it. Now, it's only been 2 teams, but look at the 2 teams that have won it in recent history, and it's been elite quarterback play. And those teams who beat, when Clemson and Florida State, it's not really a rivalry. It's not a rivalry, but whoever has a better quarterback typically has the better team too, but has won. When I look at, I'll say the SEC, elite quarterback play could help, but outside of Burrow and every now and then, you don't really have
to play more recently.
Yeah, but 1 or 2 teams have it. I'll say whoever has elite line play.
Yeah.
And Florida has done a really good job in recruiting, in the transfer portal, and getting really, really good linemen. So I think eventually they're going to be up there and on par.
The things you hear coming out of Gainesville about Brenton Cox, who is the transfer linebacker from Georgia, like, there's people saying this dude may be the best player on the team.
Wow.
That he may be that good. The weird thing about Florida right now, because Florida's known as an offensive school, really, since Urban left, you've always really been able to count on their defense.
Right. Which is shocking.
It is. It is. You go back and it's like, it is impressive, the guys that they've put out. In fact, the NFL, I don't know if you got this email today. Chad passed it along. I want to pull this up. The NFL put out this email. I'm going to look it up because it's got some amazing information in it about the first week, kickoff weekend. Here you go. So kickoff weekend, 245 colleges were represented. Alabama had the most players, 53. Ohio State, 48. LSU, 41. Florida, 36, 4th. Miami had 31, on down the list a little bit. Florida State had 30. So when Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, Florida, Michigan, Georgia, Penn State, Miami, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, FSU, then Texas A&M. And then Clemson was after Texas A&M with only 28. If you go and you break down the positions, it's interesting. Like, you start looking at Florida's pretty well rounded. They've got that many guys, but they're not leading any specific position. Like, Alabama and LSU are tied at centers for 3. Michigan has 5 guards. Oklahoma has 6 tackles. Stanford has 5 tight ends. North Carolina State is leading quarterbacks with 4 quarterbacks. Wisconsin leading running backs. Clemson, Ohio State leading receivers. Alabama's leading the defensive tackles. Miami defensive ends. LSU linebackers. Alabama DBs. Syracuse, Tennessee punters. Florida State and Georgia Southern leading kickers. With, I guess, 2. This thing goes all the way through. Like, it's pretty cool, actually. We probably should have done a segment on this. It talks about, like, the average size of each team, height, weight, and age averages for every roster. Like, it goes through that. My point being, to stick it on the college side, I would have thought I'd have looked at that and Florida would have led. If they've got 36 players playing in the NFL, I would have thought I'd have looked at that and most of them are defensive tackle, defensive ends. But it's not. It's not. There's receivers. They're spread out pretty well.
DB will be, like, the argument for DBU is interesting, right? Like, cats, like recently you can give Ohio State, Well, if I told
And
you
Alabama has 12.
If I told you for 30 years, there's been that one school has consistently put at least one person, like they average one person drafted a year. There's
Mhm.
only one school and there's nobody close.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like relatively close. Like now, Ohio State and Bama eventually, if they keep putting 12 out, like they'll get to that. But like if you can go back to I think was it 88, 89, and you'll see. But so DB is something, but yeah, but kicker and wide receiver really get you said wide receiver?
No, I mean that's not. They're not leading it, but they've got like 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Right now, current?
yeah,
Who?
yeah. Demarcus Robinson, Van Jefferson. Hold on, let me look.
Oh, my bad. No, my fault. You said Florida. Florida had 4
Yeah.
this year. Yeah. Florida had 4 in one draft. So
I was talking about. Yeah, I was going by active roster.
that's what I'm saying. Like this year, every receiver that left made it.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh, that was drafted because Josh Hammond wasn't drafted.
Excuse me. That was drafted.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it's a tip to the cap of Dan Mullen, but at the same time, I can't help but think about when we're doing the shows, and I can't say anything to you because y'all beat us 27-2, and we couldn't even get past midfield. That really wasn't that long ago.
No, that was that his championship year? Couldn't have been 15.
Yeah, dude, we were on radio. It was like 16. It was Dalvin Cook.
That's actually you're right. It seems like forever, but you're only 2-0 you've only won 2 straight.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and the
like
ones before
Miami,
that were ugly.
Just like Miami, it feels like it's 3 straight. I mean, don't get me wrong. They win this time. It's going to be 4. That's a whole class, and then they can pick on us like we were picking on them. Well, not close. When we get to 7, they can. But it's those things are cyclical. So, but that's why it's imperative. Like that. James, why you hard on Mike? Because, dude, it could be a decade really soon.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not been happy or it's been really bad. Like if FSU fans could go back and say, God, I missed the days we were at least 7. We were at least 7-6. We knew we were going to go to a bowl game with Bobby's last years. But it also makes it just seem like how great he really was. Like we didn't have a losing season for 40 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
42.
crazy.
Like this is what I try to tell Florida State fans when they start getting all whiny. I'm like, dude, stop it. You had two losing seasons in the last 42 years. That's a whole grown ass man.
Yeah.
Like, as a father, that's 2.5 kids with a white picket fence, like fully, like with these are the things that. But in Florida Florida's played at an extremely high level during that time as well. But I will say this though, for Florida to have been 4-8 3 years ago, to be where they're at right now, is a testament. The one thing that I've consistently said about Dan Mullen is I have to respect Dan Mullen, the coach, because I believe Dan Mullen is what caused part of the reason why Urban's heart started hurting. Because when he left, the offense didn't click the way it was working.
Mm-hmm.
Now he didn't do he did all right. He did good enough at Mississippi State, but now he's back here and he's able to get it. And if he keeps recruiting the way he recruits, and you get, let's say they get 4 years of really good trench play, but the first 2 years they still don't have, their athletes haven't matched the level of trench where they recruited. But if he's still able to play and coach at the same level, he'll get the athletes that will match.
Oh
them.
yeah.
And then they'll be very tough because right now he's a better coach than Kirby. Kirby just got cats.
So I'm reading through this. Look at NFL, the 2020 NFL kickoff team. So Jacksonville's average height is almost 6'2". Their average weight is 241.3 out, 3.8, which is the lightest in the AFC. Overall lightest in the NFL, San Francisco. They are the youngest team in the NFL, average age of 25.05. They have the least amount of experience in the NFL, average experience of 3.11 years.
I hate to interrupt you. Can you believe the Heat came back and won?
Oh, did they really?
106 to
They
101.
may win this whole thing.
Yes, they couldn't. Sorry, Boston.
Jacksonville has the most rookies in first year players in the NFL with 18.
Sounds very Shaq Harris.
And the least, no, they're not the least either. They have 4 players over the age of 30. Miami only has 1. So they are who is that has 3? Hold on. The Rams only have 3. And then Jacksonville comes in after them, or tied with them. No, after them with 4 players over the age of 30. So young team, hopefully built on speed since they're the lightest team in the AFC. Most rookies by far. What did I say, 18? The next one closest to them with 14 is the Rams. Wow. The Rams got young all of a sudden. I guess they let everybody go.
That's how they can afford to pay Jalen all that money.
Exactly. Everybody's on rookie deals. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to ask that about the Florida stuff because I am around a lot of Gator fans and we do the Gator podcast and Hacker and I are excited about this year. I personally think that Florida will end up with 1 loss in the regular season. And that may be good enough to take them to the SEC championship. That may be good enough to take them to the college football semifinals. I don't know. I think they will end up with 1 loss. I think it'll be Georgia, but I'm not for sure on that. But I don't think they're talented enough or deep enough to run the table. I think their first 11 is. Now, to piggyback on you, here's the thing as a Florida fan. If you can continue to recruit the trenches and recruit the transfer portal in the trenches the way that Dan Mullen has done, and you let Anthony Richardson get good and ready, that's when it may all come together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably only a year or 2 away for all that to happen. Let's take our final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the Sports Den on the other side.
Hit it.
Every contest has a moment where the rubber hits the road.
A 4th and goal.
Listen for the Tire Outlet Drive of the Game on 1010XL. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Today's debate, Beaver Toyota versus Beaver Chevrolet. Why would someone buy a new car from you?
We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes.
Who has the best-selling vehicle?
We have the #1 selling car in the world, the Toyota Camry. Well, we have the #1 selling truck, the Chevy Silverado.
So when is the best time to buy a car?
Right now.
Come see why Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine and Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville deserve your vote.
This message has been approved by Linda Beaver.
The Truck Accident Law Firm is a national truck crash law firm based right here in Jacksonville, focused on making First Coast roads safer through zealous advocacy for families of those injured or killed by unsafe trucking. The Truck Accident Law Firm focuses exclusively on tractor-trailer, bus, and commercial vehicle crashes. If someone you know is involved in a serious crash with a tractor-trailer or commercial vehicle, contact your local truck crash specialists at truckcrashlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
This is your Mad Dad's update with Chapter President Donald Ford. It is 2020, and we've had any number of murders and shootings. We're well on the way to being the murder capital of Florida per capita population again. How can we stop it? Glad you asked. When the men stop murmuring and complaining, get up off the couch watching sports, drinking and belching, and say enough is enough, I can't take anymore, I'm going to join forces with Mad Dads, and we take our city back from murder and violence. Murder and violence has no color. It has no demographic location. It is all over the city. We've got to galvanize together and take our city back. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. Mad Dads, the force behind the change. For more information about Mad Dads, go to Mad Dads Jacksonville chapter Facebook or maddadsjacksonville.com.
I am Disinfector.
What's with him?
I told him flu shots gave us a superpower against germs.
CVS is your one-stop shop for immunity support, from hand wipes to vitamins that are third-party tested to confirm they meet our high standards.
Take that, germs.
Plus, get a $5 off $20 shopping pass when you get a free flu shot. Visit CVS today. No-cost flu shots with most insurance. Restrictions apply. Visit cvs.com and cvs.com/tested for details.
Get local wealth and finance advice from someone who's navigating the markets every day. Financial and tax planning, stock market trends, small business, and more. Navigating turbulent markets with Chris Rochelle. Saturday morning at 11 on 1010XL.
Hey, Sonny's BBQ Pitmaster Shannon Snell here, back for another Pitmaster Pro tip. Rubbing it down. Great barbecue is more than just barbecue sauce. Rubs are seasoning that give food more depth and flavor. Most great barbecue rubs start with a good base of salt and sugar. However, experiment with your favorite. If you don't want to, come on into Sonny's Barbecue, where you can grab one of our bottles of dry rub seasoning. It goes great with absolutely everything. Sonny's BBQ.
It's practical, it's smart, and it's so easy. It's Diamonds Direct's most amazing offer ever. Right now, for a limited time on any purchase, get the best price, pay nothing down, and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. If you've been eyeballing that $5,000 designer ring, right now it's only $85 a month. Those $3,000 diamond studs, just $50 a month, and they're yours. Everything's affordable. Don't miss the special limited time financing event on approved credit. 5 years, 0 interest. Only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Many wonder, why has Mike Merritt's Heating and Air been so successful for so long? Mike Merritt has been keeping Jacksonville cool for more than 30 years. What's Mike's secret? It's no secret. It's Mike's integrity and loyalty. Your comfort is Mike's goal every day. And Mike knows issues can arise on any day. That's why with Mike, you never have an overtime charge. Weekdays, weekends, holidays, whenever you need Mike, he's there. And Mike is loyal to his team. That's why so many of them have been with him for 18 years and more. And Mike's technicians work without commission, so they do only what you need. If you need new equipment, Mike has 10-year warranties that give you peace of mind about comfort. Peace of mind is priceless, but so affordable with Mike. Stay comfortable. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air or see him on the web at merrittair.com. merrittair.com. License number CAC 050384.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
I tell you the difference between me and them. They trying to get their ones, I'm trying to get them amps.
1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
We'll have a little time in there about something. Not like 8 o'clock event, but just...
Yeah, I was just going to read the text line, so go ahead.
Like, so Chuba Purdy is being rumored to be healing really good, coming off of a collarbone.
The quarterback at Florida State. Right,
everybody's like, yeah, get rid of Blackman. And I'm about to write a story, a case for and a case against Slim. Okay. But James Blackman won. But why are people in such a rush to throw this guy out there? Like, I get it. We want to see something different. But the boy's first contact against friendlies, he broke his collarbone. What do you think is going to happen when he gets blindsided by a guy who doesn't give a damn about him?
Honestly, because I think y'all just got beat by a freshman quarterback.
Without a doubt.
I think that's the only reason.
I get it, but I'm like, guys, it's a bunch of people who he'll be all right. Get out there. I said, you are a bunch of people who have never been hit before. Like, it is not. I'm here to tell you.
Not saying this because it's my boy. What Jeff did was impressive.
Very.
Not everybody can go out there your first start and do that. If you think you're going to get that out of Chuba, it's kind of high expectations. And he'd be coming in. Who's y'all's next couple games? Miami who?
We got Miami, Jacksonville State, Notre Dame, North Carolina.
Yeah, go
Pitt.
ahead.
Man, you've got tremendous defensive lines. Yeah, we're going to put that kid out there to get slaughtered. Like, I just don't understand people. Like, I get wanting to win, but don't be stupid.
We'll be back on Sunday night, post-game of the Jags. I'll actually be in tomorrow night for Bowls St. Augustine. At St. Augustine, I believe. I need to figure that out. But James and I will be here on Sunday night, hopefully after another Jags W, because it's so much more fun doing it after that. Make sure you guys have a good weekend. Up until then, get to ABC, get to thehumidor.com. We will talk to you on Sunday evening.
Minshew goes to the end zone. DJ Chark in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Chark attack. And Jacksonville has scored here at TIAA Bank Field. Dropping the throw is Rivers. Picked off. That's the rookie, C.J. Henderson. Made the first big play of his career. Crossing route caught by Laviska Shenault. Laviska into the end zone. Touchdown. Hasta Laviska. First one for the rookie. Rivers drops the throw. Four-man rush. That ball is picked off.